It was like, oh, you can have a sink? And that butcher block that is in the laundry room,
Yeah.
I use the cutoffs to make those cutting boards.
Yeah.
I have another cutoff still.
Okay.
So I'm going to take that and I'm going to sand it out and finish it up because I use it for a concrete form.
Oh, really?
But I'm going to sand it up and make it look nice again. And then I'm going to drill holes for dowels and cut it in pieces to put it together again because it's long like this.
Oh, okay.
So it'll like this, and I'll use it for a cover for the sink. I'll get some of those little rubber feet.
Yeah.
That go over the sink.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's start with the. You want to start with the fire pit, or you want to start here?
That's up to you.
All right, start with the fire pit.
All right.
Tell me about the brick. What kind of brick is it?
These are flagstones.
Flagstones?
There's about 6,000 pounds of them.
All around here?
All around. We lined it with these trapezoidal stones from Home Depot.
Okay.
This whole area was about 3 feet lower. We put 12 yards of dirt in here to level it out. Okay. And then we let it sit for a year to settle.
So now it's kind of set in stone.
Yeah, and we did a small retaining wall on this side, just 3 steps, just to have a nice transition.
Yeah, it was a lot more lumpy around here before, and then you definitely leveled everything out. And then you built the fire.
Yes, the fire ring.
First thing to build, right?
Yes, that was So that is a stock pond without a bottom from Tractor Supply, and I drilled holes around it to do
like those ones that you get. I forget what the name of them are.
Right, it's a secondary burn.
Yeah.
And then we've left spots in the bottom for airflow.
That's right.
And I made the capstones out of concrete and rebar and some.
Yourself?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
I made forms out of 1/2 inch thick rigid foam.
Oh, okay.
And then, and then to make it look weathered, you take a mix of baking soda and a little bit of water and make it lumpy, and you put that into the form.
Oh, the bottom of the form.
Right. Then when you pour the concrete on top, it leaves these indentations, makes it look like it's been weathered.
Okay, I see.
There's also some, I had some fiberglass matting left over, so I shredded that up and threw it in there also.
For, like, strength?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
We have children on the street, and when they're over, they're on top of everything. Okay. So everything has to be childproof.
That's fair.
The slab back here.
Yeah, then the next thing you did was build the slab, right?
Yeah, this slab is 4 by 14 rebar. We leveled it all out. The local rental company has the little bucket trailers.
Bucket trailers?
It's a trailer with a little concrete bucket on the back.
Oh, really?
That you rent.
Is it the ones that you drive the little trailer, or is it?
It hooks up to your truck.
Oh, okay.
And it's got a little mixer on the back.
Okay.
So we got that, and then.
So you brought the trailer all the way back here? And then
back over there.
Back over there?
Yeah, we took the big trailer out and then put that one in, and then put it in a wheelbarrow and ran it up here. And then.
So how many bags of concrete was that?
This is about 1.5 yards.
1.5 yards?
Yeah.
And how many bags of concrete?
What I don't know because.
Oh, because you did it by the yard.
Yeah, we did it by the yard. We got 1.5 yards pre-mixed.
Oh wow!
That was so much easier.
You have to mix all the bags of concrete yourself?
No. We were able to do 1 pour. It took us about 4 hours total.
Oh, okay, that's pretty easy then. I mean, not easy, obviously.
It was a lot of work because we had to get it from there up the bank here. So, fill the wheelbarrow, run it up here.
So, how wide?
It's 4 feet wide, 4.5 feet wide, somewhere in there.
Okay, 4 feet wide,
14 feet long, and that's to accommodate a 10-foot countertop. And then this is the beginnings of a pizza oven.
Oh, I see. This is where the pizza is.
Yes.
Okay, so the next step was building the
The island?
structure for the island, right?
Right. So inside you can see I used metal studs,
Okay.
and it just built with metal studs.
And it's all the way like even on the bottom, like you can't see it under there because there's that
Yeah, and
board.
that's what supports the shelf right there is more metal studs. So I had a bottom piece, and then I put a piece on top, and then I put smaller pieces in between so that it wouldn't collapse to strengthen it up.
So you made the skeleton out of the metal, and then you put that board on, right?
Yeah, I primed and painted the plywood, put that inside, and all that had to go in before the top went on
Okay,
because the pieces are too big to fit through the doors.
I see. So then you poured the top before you did the stuccoing on the sides?
I did hardy board on the sides.
Okay.
And then that way I could get the doors fit up.
Oh, I see, I see.
And then once that was done, I took the doors and frames off because I didn't want to get concrete on them. And then we built a form on top out of 2x4s and 1x6s.
Did you use that melamine stuff? You didn't use that?
No.
No, you didn't use that stuff? It was just 2x4s?
Yeah, 2x4s and 1x6s. Rebar in there too. This one was 8 bags of concrete countertop mix, which we had to order.
Special, right?
Yeah, the local Ace. It only took them a few days to get it.
Oh, okay.
But for outside, I wouldn't do it again. I would just use regular concrete.
Just regular concrete.
Yeah,
For outside, yeah.
for outside.
Yeah, I think people they're worried about the smoothness of it. That's why they want to get the counter mix, I guess.
And inside, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But we didn't want it to be perfect out here. It's got kind of a mottled finish, which is what we were looking for. It's it's smooth, but it's not perfectly flat.
Okay.
So it did crack, and so Sacrete or Ceracrete, one of the, I think it's Sacrete, makes it's a micro cement mix that's an overlay. So there's now 2 layers of that.
Of the
overlay, and then you hit it with 80 grit or even 60 grit sandpaper to smooth it out. And then there's 3 layers of, I think it's Sacrete. It's their polyurethane sealer.
It's like polyurethane. It's like really thick polyurethane.
Yeah, it's got polyurethane sealer on it. The doors, ordered from Home Depot. They weren't that expensive.
Then
the reason for this whole thing is the barbecue. That's the large, big green egg. There's no worry about heat in here because this thing is so well insulated.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not going to transfer. Yeah, it doesn't transfer the heat. We wanted it to be at just above counter level, which we ended up doing.
That's nice. It's like right there.
Yeah, it's a nice working height.
I've gotten a chance to use it like this, like.
Oh, yeah.
Use it like an oven, like, because I've heard that people can like keep the temperatures on them at a steady temperature for like a long time. It's all about like this bottom.
Right. You use the 2 vents.
Vent.
Right.
Top vent.
Yeah. Use the top 2 vents.
Oh, that's cool.
Other than that, the sink, the drain for it is just a French drain that comes down here and goes into the trees. I still need to cover that up. And then the fresh water supply is 15 feet away. I got to plumb that in. But
what was the like main reason? Like, what did you want out of it? Like the sink, the counter space, the grill. Like,
yes,
that was like the thing. Like, no, you didn't want too much electricity out here, right? That was like another thing. You like.
Right. So we didn't run electric out here because of the distance and the cost.
Okay. Of running
so
under the ground.
Right. So to get power out here, it would be about 100 feet, and we'd have to go across our leach field.
Oh, okay.
And we didn't want to dig into the leach field. So if we have a need for power, I have a Goal Zero Yeti 1000, and we can bring that out and set it on the countertop to run a blender, lights, whatever we need.
portable electricity.
It's portable.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be
You
portable.
don't have to deal with all that extra work. I mean, it's nice to have just a plug and just plug things in and everything. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Goal Zero is the way to go as well. So you got a little bit of off grid. It almost feels like a little off grid area back here.
Yeah, I mean the sink is basically for washing your hands. It's a water source.
Yeah.
It's easier than hitting the hose.
God, that's so nice to have a sink outdoors, just because like whenever you're doing something in the yard out here, like just to have washing your hands. I feel like I'm always washing my hands like outdoors doing something. Especially you got your garden right here.
Yes.
So that's gonna be like, oh, you got the hose. It's better than a hose. Like there's a hose there, but it's still better than a hose. Let's be honest.
It'll be more convenient.
It'll be more convenient than a hose.
I said the water will drain down into the fruit trees, so we don't have to worry about the drainage.
You're totally set. You're ready to go.
Yeah, I just have to dig, and now the ground's soft enough because it's wet.
I know.
Because this clay turns to concrete.
Nice. All right. Any other last thoughts on the project? What would you want to improve? What would you do? What would you do differently if you were doing it again?
I like the way it turned out. I like the things we did to it. We talked about doing stacked stone on the front,
like a brick, yeah.
But because it's a barbecue, there's going to be grease involved, and so we wanted it to be able to be cleaned. So the thought of stone and maybe some grout, we didn't want that. Yeah, we want something we can just hit with some simple green or something and clean it off.
Okay.
So I think this is what we wanted it to be. And
what took the most amount of time that you didn't expect? You think like building the little structure?
Yeah, that took a while.
I feel like that took a while.
Yeah, it did.
Cutting all the little angles and everything for the
getting it braced. We didn't want any flex in it. It had to be strong. The countertop itself weighs about 600 pounds, so it had to be able to support that.
Yeah, that's true. Like being able to support all the weight of the countertop, that is pretty cool.
The egg itself weighs 150 pounds. So I had to build a box underneath it, basically out of the metal studs to support that.
Nice.
And then put the concrete on top of that.
Yeah, you gotta have a lot of weight. And then you have another little stone thing down there too. Wow, that must have been pouring that other stone one there. It was like a whole another counter.
Oh yeah.
Because this is all one counter, and then that's another little counter.
Yeah. So we had to form around all this, and then have another form just on the front here.
Yeah.
And then we wanted it to come out a little bit, and also underneath.
Yeah, it's a lot former.
Yeah, which is why we used wood.
Yeah.
There's some. It's a metal channel that you bolt in, and then you pour. Yeah. And then when you're done, you simply snap them off.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, but that was going to be
expensive to buy those things.
It was over $200.
Yeah.
And I got 30.
If you got enough time, you can do the things,
Right, and it's outdoors. I thought, okay, $30 worth of lumber versus $200 worth of channel I'm going to throw away.
Yeah, for real.
So we went with that, but we have storage that's waterproof, weatherproof for the charcoal and matches and tools and whatever else. We've got prep room, which is always important. The first evening we used this, we had 16 people here.
Oh, really?
So we set up a couple extra tables. We did hamburgers and hot dogs, and we had room to put everything.
I know, that's so nice. You just have the room for stuff.
Yeah, I've been using the smaller Weber for 30 years. There's no prep space on it.
Yeah.
So everything we've done, it's
like you do it in the kitchen, and then you come out here and you do it again.
Right.
And
you're doubling up your work.
Yeah, you're doubling it all up.
Right. This way we can set stuff down, and it's much more convenient.
Nice. Okay. Sick. So what's next? It's the pizza.
Finish the plumbing, and then start on the pizza oven.
Plumbing and pizza oven.
Yeah.
What is this pizza oven going to look like?
Well,
I mean, obviously, it's going to be like a dome.
Yes.
Oh, you're going to use that balloon thing that you're talking about?
There's a couple different ways to do it. I don't know which one yet. I need to build. This is kind of the way that the base is going to be. Okay. It's going to be open on the bottom, but then we need to have support in the middle because there's a lot of weight involved. Because we're going to have to put all this in place and then pour another slab even with this one.
Oh, okay. So
there'll be an extension of that, and then the oven will go on top. And as ovens go, it's only going to be 3 feet across. Many of them that I've seen are 4, even 5 feet, but we don't want one quite that big.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got to get the structure figured out.
Yeah, I could see you thinking it out right here. I like it. Cool.
Yeah.
That is the video. Give it a thumbs up.